All right, so to make this garlic bread, pretty simple. First thing you want to do is just make sure you got everything you need. Nice piece of Italian bread. You want the soft Italian. You can use the soft French. Tastes a little different, not too much, but the soft Italian is good because when you put the butter in it and everything, it'll soak, it'll stay soft on the inside, but the outside will harden. The French tends to get hard all the way through. I don't know what the difference is, but it tends to do that. So I usually go with the soft Italian. You just want to cut it down the middle into two halves. All right. And you take a piece of tin foil, aluminum foil, and you make it just a little bit longer than the edge of the bread. I just use this pretty much as my working space, and then I put this on top of a cookie sheet just so I don't make a complete mess. Sometimes the butter will go off the side and burn in your oven, and that sucks. I do this, plus then I don't really have to clean the tray because just take off the tin foil, you're good to go. Depending on the size of the loaf, you want to use at least a stick of butter, sometimes a stick and a half. I wouldn't go too crazy. You'll see later when we're putting it on, I usually start with a stick, and then sometimes I don't even use all that. If I need more, I'll melt some more. That's it. Take a clove of garlic, but you're only going to use 1, 2, or 3 of these, depending on the size. These are pretty big, so we're going to use 3. You don't want to overpower with the garlic too much, because then people don't like it. Garlic is pretty strong, as you know. So, and then some oregano leaves to top it off to make it look fancy, but it also does add a little bit of taste to it. And my key thing is I use a pastry brush for the butter, and also, somewhere, there it is, a cheese grater for the garlic. Now, I discovered this a couple years ago, that this is my favorite way to cook with garlic in general for anything, because what you do is you peel the garlic, which I'll show you in a second, and you peel the garlic down, and then you grate it, and it makes it so super thin that when it actually gets on there and starts cooking, and it cooks in the butter, it actually kind of melts away, so you don't get any disgusting chunks of garlic that taste too much. You don't get that too much garlic. It kind of melts into the bread, and then you get a garlic taste, but not overwhelming like Grandpa would have. So, and it's better. Never use garlic powder. That's just gross. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to peel your garlic. Sometimes it doesn't peel so well, sometimes it peels good. If it doesn't peel so well, what I do is I'll just chop off the ends, and that'll give a good breaking point to peel it off pretty nicely. So I just want to peel all my cloves here. And sorry if any of this is out of focus. Obviously, I'm shooting it and doing it at the same time, so I can't really watch what I'm doing. But you get the point. Okay, next, just take a bowl. Stick the stick of butter in there. All right. And you're going to put this in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Just soften it up a little bit. All right, so we're just going to take the other half a stick, throw it in the microwave. So another 30 seconds. Oh, at 3 minutes, we'll just have to stop it. You'll notice that it's mostly melted. It's not completely melted. You still got some big chunks in there. That's what you want, okay? Because that'll help to spread it. But you want the liquid, so the liquid kind of sinks into the bread and makes it nice and soft and keeps it soft because there's so much butter in there. It'll stop it from getting too hard. It'll kind of help it keep moist. But then you'll put the other stuff on top. Hello, Oliver. And you'll put the other stuff on top, and it'll make it nice and crisp. Okay? Hey, buddy, you gonna help Daddy? Yeah. Now, the next thing you want to do, and this is what I consider to be the key piece. You just take your cheese grater. All right, you take your clove of garlic right there, and you just kind of grate it, okay? And try not to grate your fingers. Sometimes it happens. Won't really take any skin off or anything. But I'll go all the way down. Okay. And then the extra bit that didn't go through, I just discard that. Take another one. All the way down. Take the extra. And then the last one. There's usually a nub where it connected to the actual clove of the garlic. I'll use that on the top so that part doesn't go in. Just a little, you know, it's not gonna hurt you, but if you're like me, I don't like it. I know you won't like it. So I just take the leftover up here, scrape it off, and then there's always some on the bottom. Scrape it off. Now you can see that's kind of very fine. It makes a clump in there. What I do is I'll just swirl it in. Okay, now don't be worried, most of your butter's still melting a little bit. You don't really need that much of the thicker butter. And even if you were to melt it all the way, it'll still taste good. The top's still gonna get crisp. All right, and we take our garlic and butter mixture, and we kind of just pour it on. You wanna use that brush to get the garlic out there. It'll be hard to see it because it does kind of just start to melt already, which is a good thing. And you just wanna evenly spread it in. You're gonna want to pour it in the center and work off to the sides, because then you'll get the garlic in the middle. And just kind of make sure you move that garlic all around. You only want to really kind of lightly do the outside, because then that'll make it a little crispy, which we all like. And you're still keeping that center. Yeah, see, I only use the one stick, and I still have some left over, but I'm gonna need more for the other half of the bread. So I'll just throw some more in the microwave in a second. But I still got all that garlic in there, and I'm not gonna want any more garlic. So I'll add the rest of that on here. And now I'll scrape the remaining garlic off, and I've got that garlic on there, and I'll push that garlic around, okay? And what I'll do is I'll add the butter. We still have plenty of garlic, so you don't want to, just because you're making more butter doesn't mean you need to add more garlic. Because like I said, you're gonna overpower it. It's very easy to do, and if you do, I've done it a couple of times. You can ask Cheryl. It tastes disgusting. Not disgusting, but it's just you have that garlic taste in your mouth all day, and it's kind of gross. All right, let's throw this in the microwave. All right, so we're back over at the bread. Take our remaining butter, which we probably won't use all of it because I made a little bit more than I really need. Not a big deal. All right, we'll just put it on, finish this one side, but I made a little extra just in case there's some spots on the other side that I wanted to get. And then once you get it, you'll see now it's all yellow. Now, obviously, this is not something you eat all the time because there's a lot of butter on this, but that's what makes it delicious. Okay, so we'll just go over the other side here and add some spots. Could probably use a little more. All right. And the brush really helps to get that garlic evenly on there, and you just kind of, and the butter, and I'll just kind of always go over it a couple of times. Just what that does, it's really, because that garlic's so fine, it's just kind of moving it all over and really dispersing it. And as you can see, you can't even see the garlic on there. Even if I were to zoom in, you really wouldn't be able to see much. Let's see. So, you know, don't worry. It's hard to tell. You just kind of got to trust that. You can see there's a little bit in the pocket right there, right in the center of the screen right here. There's a little garlic and some butter down there. But I mean, you can't. It's all in there. So. And what we'll do, so then now we got our oregano. I use parsley sometimes too to mix it, but all I have right now is oregano, so that's all we're gonna get. So just, you don't want to go too crazy with it, because it is just a spice, and if you put too much, you'll overpower it. So just kind of, you know, evenly make it look pretty. Nothing special. Okay. I'll take the garlic bread, put it right on a cookie sheet like that. I throw it in the oven. I usually set it around 325 or so.
Hang on. Ollie's back there. Don't push on her.
All right, so I usually cook it for about 15 to 20 minutes. I usually keep an eye on it, depending how crispy it gets. I do it at 325 to 350, anywhere around that range. It's just going to cook faster if you do it a little higher. It also depends on what else we're cooking. If it's not exactly at that temperature, if it's a higher temperature, I'll put it in and not leave it as long, just so I can cook at the same time. Like right now, we're cooking lasagna at 350, so that's right in my range. So with 15 minutes left on the lasagna, I threw it in there, and it'll be done shortly. And when it does, you can see what it looks like. All right, so when we take it out, that's it. Looks pretty good. You might want to leave it in a little longer. We left it a little longer on the Cape. We want to eat all of us together with the kids, so we took it out a little early because our lasagna finished up. But I think on the Cape we left it in for about a half an hour because we were still waiting for the chicken to cook or whatever we were cooking that night. So it sat in there a little bit longer. All that'll do is make it a little more orangey and a little more crunchy on the top. But if you really get it good, it'll be soft in the middle too. So that's it. Pretty easy. Enjoy.